have this aspirations that I should be successful in my career no matter what. So I also had this feeling that, okay, I also want to be one of the scientists who actually somebody should know in India, okay, somebody is there in that institute who is working on something. So, but for this aspiration, I think I was aware that I was supposed, and I was just thinking that I need to get a job, one of the best institutes in the country. So, but as all of us know, many of you are coming here to get jobs in India, but all of you cannot make it to NCBS, TIFR, ICGB, and NII. So some of you can also go to Manipur, which have been talked a few days ago, taking challenging jobs. Some of them can also come to Jammu. So this institute is located in the Jammu, one of the regions of Jammu and Kashmir. So the challenge first was this lab was geographically isolated. But why to get a job here? Because I live in this place and my family doesn't want to go other places because they don't bear temperature more than 30 degrees. So, so they just want to stay over. So then lab, as I said, was not among the top research institutes in the country. But I started my career here, but my aspirations were still moving in my mind. And when I saw this lab, there were no major success stories. There were no awards, no breakthroughs, but there were 140 scientists working in this institute at that time when I joined. And well, I had something in mind that what I want to do in my career and what I want to pursue. And I will tell you how I went through it. So motivation was that what I want to do, everything was there. So lab was well equipped. There were several microscopes, there were confocal microscopy, there were 3 flow cytometers, there were electronic microscope, there was a good chemistry division, so there was everything. I thought, okay, if this is there, and I think the same thing I will also get in NCBS. So why don't stick this place? And then the other motivation was there were a bunch of newly joined faculty members who has done their postdoc in different institutes. Some have spent 10 years, some 12 years, and some 5 years, and they were happily having coffee there and trying to write, making their new lab spaces. But luckily what I got a lab space which was actually the faculty member who actually retired. So he has left a lab space where there was another, my recently joined colleague. So director told me to join that lab space and take care, you can use that chemicals as well. So I was happy, I said, okay, that's an advantage. So let me go from here. So these CSIR institutes, like my director, he's not here. So few days ago, he told here that we have mandates, okay? So institute is a mandate, and that was my duty because they gave me a job because they want me to deliver for their mandate. I take it, okay, I have to do that, honestly. But then there was my personal research interest. I said, okay, I will do that. Can I do what is actually cooking in my mind? Can I do it? So drug discovery was the mandate of the mission of the institute, and I met the director. The director told me, okay, you have to meet your departmental head, and he will tell you what you have to do. So I went to the department head's office. I knocked the door and told him, as in typical Indian ways, sir, may I come in? He said, and and then I told him, can I sit? He said, and then after, I told him I have been sent by director. He told me discuss what I have to do in the lab and where I have to sit in the lab. And for 3 minutes he didn't talk. So I thought, oh, I'm in a mess. There's some problem. Then after 3 minutes he just stood up his chair and went to there in the corner there was a wash basin, and he just spit there and cleaned his mouth. And what he was doing, he was chewing tobacco. So, what he did, what he was doing is, so I found my departmental head was actually, cancer pharmacology head was actually chewing the cancer causing agents. So finally we started a conversation, and he told me, okay, there are a bunch of new faculty members who joined recently. What we have decided for you, you have to work on druggable target for cancers. We have thousands of molecules here, small molecules, extracts, whatever. You have to screen them. Then I said, sir, but is there anything else I can do? No, 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 no. That is all, you are in probation, you have to do it. Look at me, I have been 40 years here for the last 40 years. But we are working on drugs. So it was cool. Then I said, sir, what if we get a good publication? Publication doesn't matter, as long as you're working honestly with the institute. So okay. So I took the challenge, I started working on PI3K-AKT pathway, and I made essays, like how we can screen these against the kinase enzymes. So I successfully did it. But the advantage of here was, like, when I really started working on this, so they gave me a lot of money, because CSIR has institutional grants, so a lot of money starts flowing to me, and I keep on taking it and making money. So my internal desire was actually to work on the basic problem of how cancers actually metastasize. So breast cancer, metastasis to bone, it is like still, all metastatic cancers, all metastasis in cancers is actually a problem of the cancer right now. Like that's called 90% of mortality is caused because of metastasis. So my idea was actually to work, what are the signals, and most of the cancer cells doesn't metastasize. It is only the few cells who do metastasize. And these cells I actually want to study, how do they differentiate, how do they differ from the cells which do not metastasize. So, but I have to keep it in like within myself for time being. So, okay, when I got a lab, then I have to do the indents. Indents is typical, how to purchase things, purchase chemicals, but I was getting money from other grants. So I was keeping the lab space which I got, which I was sharing my colleague, and the biggest smart thing was I have to keep him happy, so that he will keep me like allowing doing everything, because I was a new one. So I kept him happy. We were gelling together, going for coffee. I was always paying it for some time. So, so then I got a couple of students, and managing those students were hard than mentoring them. So after half an hour, sir, there are no tips. Again, knock. So there's no buffer. It's not working. So we finished with the antibody. So actually, okay, that couple of years were very hard, but I was going with them. And same time, as I said, there was some desire to be, I don't know, I'm nowhere right now, but still, desire is still there that I want to be successful. So I start writing small grants, and I start thinking of like publishing something. So to keep moving is to live. So discovery program, what my head told me during our first meeting. So I did that, and then what I said, I finally screened several molecules and told him, okay, we got some hits. So what do we have to do with them? He said, oh, patent it. Done. So we patented them. So then he said, you can do whatever you want to do with these molecules only. So then I told one of my students who because PI3K inhibitors, they induce autophagy. So I told him, can we look whether these induce autophagy? Or they did. And I put one student to look how this autophagy actually affects angiogenesis, and how other student to look at how this autophagy actually causes the drug resistance. So we started working and it started paying. So what we did, and we got a couple of publications quickly, like in a couple of years. One was in cell death and disease, other was molecular cancer. And simultaneously, my postdoc mentor was, he was very lovable. He sent me, whatever I asked him, he sent me 200 cell lines free of cost. But I told him, Max, can you send me some chemicals as well? He said, okay, you can take it. So he keep on saying, but no more, he's not sending anymore. But he used to send me at that time. So by publishing these things, and it actually paid. So I start establishing myself, and meantime, 2009 to 14, I got a couple of national awards. And I also got some grants which were just mine. Oh, there's no to work for screening something. I got some grants where I can actually was proud enough that I got myself. And finally, the thing was still there, how these breast cancer cells metastasize. So in the breast cancer, there's an issue. Some of them metastasize, some of them doesn't metastasize. So there's a more like if you take a luminal cells, MCF7, putting them mice, it can form tumors, but it doesn't metastasize. But if you take the MDMB237 cell, it's a basal cancer. If you put in them mice, it does metastasize. So these cells are more EMT-like cells, and these I don't want to go all through this, but then I tried to make a model that how it happens. So Again, this PI3K pathway tried to be, it works. So what I made a model, I took a normal cell line, and I took a normal cell line because both these aggressive cancers normally have in patients also, they have, normally they have p53 null or p10 deleted. So I took a normal cell like MCF10A, and when I deleted p10 in those cells, p53, it doesn't cause tumors. So one hit was not enough. So when I deleted p10, it doesn't cause tumors, so hit wasn't enough. So when we deleted both, so it formed aggressive tumors, and all tumors were highly metastatic. So this is the work I start working on, because this model was actually resembling to this model, where the patients actually suffer from the metastasis. So this is my overview of the work that I'm looking for right now. So how these few cells actually go through the transitional phase of EMT, like they from epithelial to mesenchymal, and how they circulate through the blood and reach to the metastatic site. And at the metastatic site, these cells need to go back towards the epithelial characteristic to settle down in those. So that is a problem I'm working on. I hope I will succeed. I don't know. But right now, I have my own lab space, got more grants, and the students who joined with me in the frustrated conditions have got now, each of them have got 7 postdoc offers, and they are running away. And I think journey has just started. Thank you. My take-home message is only this, but we can do something at smaller place. In spite of complaining things, because I got a lot of the issues with everybody is discussing here. It is everywhere. Like I know the horrible things which purchase of center I went through, but at the end of the thing, like you have to deal with everybody to get your stuff done. Thank you.